What's up, y'all? It's your boy August with the Shade. And listen, if you thought Nicki Minaj was coming back quietly, respectfully, or politically correct, then you don't know Nicki Minaj. Because if the industry chatter is right, then I'm trying to tell y'all, when Nicki Minaj dropped her album March 27, 2026, it is not going to be a love letter. It is clearly going to be a checklist. And allegedly, a few names might be even getting whacked, okay? Lyrically, strategically, and unapologetically, okay? Let's get into who, why, and how this album could shake up the entire rap industry when it drops. Let's get into it. Now, first off, let's talk about Cardi B. Now, Cardi B is one of the main one who, in my opinion, who's going to be referenced on the album, or could be, because I don't want to start, this is where things kind of get a little personal. So, of course, if you want to skip this part, you can. But Nicki Minaj has always played a very clear role. You feel me? And you can say whatever about her, but children are definitely off limits. You feel me? And I feel like Cardi B had possibly said some things behind the scenes, or Nicki got wind of the ABCD comment, whatever, something like that, referencing that her child can't speak, whatever, the lies is what she tried to spew on the album, and Nicki wasn't having it. So Nicki got on the internet and kind of, disrespected her really. Like, Nicki really got on her. You can see these tweets and see some of the stuff that Nicki was saying. She even, got on her kids as well. But, of course, Nicki came back, and just like a woman that she is, and she apologized to her daughter. So I feel like Nicki Minaj did that because there's no apologies to Cardi. Cardi's definitely going to get what she needs and deserves on this album, okay? And I'm talking about lyrically. We're not talking about like for real. We're just saying like lyrically, it's going to go down, okay? And once Cardi B allegedly crossed that line referencing Nicki's son, I think that's when it's not rap beef anymore. That's when Nicki is now in the boundaries of violation. You feel me? And I feel like Cardi B should feel the same way, but historically, every time that Nicki feels disrespected on a family level, the response is personally surgical, it's cold, and it's kind of career defining, because Nicki has never really outright dissed Cardi B, and I feel like it is very much so coming on this album, and that is my opinion, okay? Because Cardi knows exactly what she be doing, okay? But let's move on to the next person. Now, the next person I think is going to be mentioned in this whole situation, this whole album, is SZA, okay?
You didn't think you was gonna see me again, huh, little bitch?
And because TDE, y'all remember in last year, Nicki Minaj was going to everybody on Twitter. Like, Nicki was not playing with nobody, and SZA was one of them, because she put her nose into some business that had nothing to do with her. In my opinion, Nicki was going at TDE, and she decided to jump in, okay? And SZA is usually positioned as above the drama, but once she inserted herself into the attention involving Nicki, the fans, and clocked, and Nicki came through and clocked it immediately. And honestly, that's one thing I love about Nicki Minaj. She never really let people play with her. Nicki always got a clap back for you. You know what I'm saying? And when you mention somebody like SZA, and that is a part of TDE, then you know that you're mentioning TDE. You're also going to be mentioning industry politics. You're also going to be entering a battle with artists choosing sides, because a lot of people like SZA and a lot of people like Nicki Minaj. And Nicki has never been afraid to challenge people like the labels, the executives, or even the industry favorites. Like, I don't care if you like her or not, she whack. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. So if there are any subliminals aimed in the direction of SZA, it won't be about jealousy. It would be about respect, credit, and just how you don't get in my business. You know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much, don't get in my business. This has nothing to do with you. So I don't feel like it's going to be like a whole song or something like that, but it's definitely going to be a reference to a freckle or two. You know what I'm saying? Just in my opinion. But let's move on to the next person. Now, the next person I think is going to be Jay-Z. Now, this is honestly, let's talk about this. First off, the tweets is never going to go away. Nicki really dragged Jay-Z. And I remember last year how it was just so many memes, so many just tweets about Jay-Z. But for years, Nicki Minaj has publicly hinted that, he outright owes her from the money that, happened with Tidal. A lot of y'all don't know what happened, but you can go back and look at other videos that actually talked about it. But, he basically owes her equity. He owes her some type of revenue from Tidal. They tried to offer her $1 million, and she wasn't having it. So she got on the internet, and she was letting people know, like, this is real. This man owe me money. He over there trying to, and I think it really happened because of what happened with Lil Wayne and the Super Bowl, and I think that kind of agitated Nicki Minaj a little bit. So now, whether people want to call it a business, dispute, or an industry disagreement, or a contractual smoke, or contractual smoke, then that's whatever you want to call it. But one thing is clear, Nicki Minaj hasn't forgotten. And if Jay-Z is referenced on his album, don't expect disrespect. Expect cold, billionaire-level shade about that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nicki going to go straight to the ownership. She's going straight to the contract. She's going straight to Beyonce. She's going straight to what's really going to hurt. You know what I'm saying? She hitting it right where it need to be. So this isn't emotional. It's business. That's what he always says. So if he is mentioning the album, I don't want to see him get mad. Please just move to the side. And if you feel like you need to drop an album and drop some disc, then do whatever fits you, because we'll be ready for you. Just saying. But anyway, last but not least, and also before I get into this last person, I want to give some honorable mentions, okay? Now, I do think that Doja Cat might be mentioned in the album, because, I don't know, Doja Cat has just been saying some little weird things, you know what I'm saying, that may have implied that she's not feeling Nicki Minaj, and I feel like Nicki Minaj should be able to respond. Also, the whole thing with Ice Spice, and Ice Spice doing little stuff behind the scenes, Nicki haven't really gotten the song really dissed her, you know what I'm saying? She only kind of dissed her, F the club up, but that really was nothing. I think it's going to be more on the album, or they may have made up, I don't know, but we're going to see if they're, on the album, but those are just some honorable mentions. Let's get into our last person. Now, the person that I feel like is getting the most diss on this album is definitely Megan Thee Stallion. Listen, now this is where the gloves is coming off, and this is just my opinion, because in 2024, Megan dropped Hiss, right? And when she dropped that song, she had a line in there about the Megan's Law that was interpreted as a directed shot at Nicki Minaj and her husband and stuff like that. And when Nicki came back, Nicki was the bad guy. Oh, Nicki's wrong for talking about her mama, da-da-da. So I feel like Nicki's going to be an artist, and she's going to put how she feels in a song, and it's going to be better. And I feel like Bigfoot is good, but I feel like the industry, the people didn't understand it because Nicki was so mad, and she just wanted to get something out. So anyway, but make no mistake, Nicki never forgets, and Nicki's definitely just been waiting for the perfect time, and I feel like Megan is definitely going to be addressed in this album, so it's going to be direct wordplay. You know what I'm saying? I hope she know that it's going down, so you about to get called all kind of liars and all kind of everything that is on the internet is going to be said in this album, because you definitely have went there, and Nicki kind of like she paid the dust. She really didn't do anything. She really didn't say too much about what happened in 2024, but just know it's on, and I feel like you're going to be the main one mentioned. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I could be wrong, and there could be other rappers or other female rappers or other people that's going to be mentioned in this album. If y'all know who, I want y'all to tell me in the comments, because I really want to know, because listen, I feel so different about this album. Like, I feel like this isn't a comeback album. This isn't a prove myself album. You feel what I'm saying? This is a legacy album. This is a line drawing moment. Like, bitch, stop playing with me. This is also a reminder that Nicki Minaj outlasted trends, labels, and industry games. And she's still doing it to this day. You know what I'm saying? So she's not chasing the charts. She's correcting the narratives. And that's what this album is going to be about. So I'm definitely so ready for this. So my question to y'all is, what do you think is definitely going to be addressed on Nicki's new album when it comes out March 27, 2026? Drop it in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share. Because when the album drops, this video is going to be, it's going to age very well, because I'm going to know who exactly was mentioned in the album. Okay? It's always with the shade. And it's facts over feelings. Bye, y'all.